We would like to thank the following sponsors: Pageant Vote PH, Chubby Cub, Pretz, Cortina at iba pa, Querido Bistro, Fab Manila PH, and special thanks to Lee Franco. The all-in-one package of exquisite style and alluring physique of AIMS students. Last year, Mr. and Miss AIMS Campus Ambassadors brought you the shift. For this year, we will still be on virtual mode as we celebrate 28. The night of beauty and intellect clashing in one place, set in the world-class Museo Maritimo. Let's welcome the candidates. This is Mr. and Miss AIMS Campus Ambassadors 2022.
Darwin Canhalibuna, Naval Architecture and Marine Engineering.
Yul Brian Gabales Sabuda, Marine Transportation.
Erlson Dave Chan, Marine Transportation.
Virgilio Y. Valdez, Marine Engineering.
Jeff Angelo Adaw, Marine Engineering.
Mark Hebrio Reyes, Hospitality Management.
Latrell Nair Aleño, Marine Transportation.
Piolo Samson, Marine Engineering.
Kurt Helye, Marine Engineering. Steven Jang Casalmer, Marine Transportation.
Kristen May B. Blanquisco, Marine Transportation. Zaira Broquesa, Hospitality Management. Janelle Luis Bello, Customs Administration. Marion A. Signo, Naval Architecture and Marine Engineering. Christina Blas Montero, Marine Transportation. Hanilu Enrica, Marine Transportation. Justine Maurice Zaidar, Marine Transportation.
Thank you so much to our very stunning candidates. Welcome everybody to the Mr. and Miss Ames Campus Ambassadors 2022. My name is Ron and I'll be your host for today's event. This year, we have chosen our very own Museo Maritimo as one of the venue for our competition. The male Choppy Cup Icon of the Year is candidate number 5, Jeff Angelo Adao, Marine Engineering. The female Choppy Cup Icon of the Year is candidate number 5, Christina Bless Guentero, Marine Transportation. Our male best in uniform is candidate number 4, Virgilio Valdez, Marine Engineering. And our female best in uniform is candidate number 2, Zaira Broquesa, Hospitality Management. we continue, let's meet our distinguished panel of judges. First off, CEO and founder of Farah Models, Ms. Farah Ramos. Managing Director of Delcy Textile Inc., Mr. Delcy Bohol. And the Chairman of the Board of Judges, Asian Institute of Maritime Studies, Vice President for Student Services and Development, Ms. Janet Abui Dandan. Each year, our candidates are tasked to champion their very own advocacies. And to further inspire us, let's watch our candidates with their advocacies for this year.
As a staunch education advocate, I can say that I am honored to stand in front of you all with a chance to speak and lead. As like all of you, I am a student just that, your fellow classmate, peer, and friend. But I am a student with a dream, a goal, a task, and advocacy, if you will, and that advocacy stems from where I was raised and how I was raised. I was born in the mountains of Iloilo, Manaripay province, and I could say that comparing my childhood life to this new life in college, there was a big difference. Aside from, of course, the time, but on how education was passed down. It was the most obvious factor, the technology. Comparing my junior high school life and my life here in college, the urbanized cities and Luzon are much more blessed than my hometown in the mountains of Iloilo, where children suffer from poverty and are not able to educate themselves, most especially during this pandemic. Many of their parents couldn't afford their basic necessities nor school materials, let alone gadgets to let them participate in new normal learning environment. I grew up in those same mountains as them, where we had no normal learning environment. At the same time, the electricity to provide a bright future for us as a student, no method of transportation to carry the weight of our hardship, and no educational assistant to even allow for those students to desire to study. This was the everyday struggle of my own hometown rather. We are the poorest and we receive poor government support. These are the things that I myself am fortunate enough to not experience anymore, but seeing my fellow people now suffer through times they didn't deserve. It was enough to know, to see, to feel and understand their hardship. I realize more than ever that this is the time that not only the government but both public and private sectors be given the push and message that they must support the youths in pursuing their potential to achieve a proper education. I do not speak for myself, but also for the people of the people and the children of my hometown, which is in Iloilo province. I will also do the same with the youngsters here in Pasay, Philippines, Manila, if given the opportunity. Because it really breaks my heart to see those youngsters on the street instead of inside the classroom. And I know that not financially, but in achieving their educational aspiration. I am not here just to win the title of Mr. Ames Ambassador 2022, but I am here to bring a message and achieve a goal for the children of Kalinog, Iloilo, that they may dream more, think more, and be more. And at the end of the day, I think my success will come and when I see those children with diploma in hand and eyes forward, because I am confident that by combining with the platforms of this organization and the aims itself to educate the larger community about education system, proper education system, we can cause a sounding impact that may resonate to the other institution, like of course the CHED and the Department of Education. I have been granted a scholarship by the school that promotes and assisting students who have not lived easy lives. And I believe that this can grow to reach students, that they may have the same opportunities that I gain from the school or provided by the school. And I can make this possible through awareness in digital media to fulfill my advocacy. Then once again, I am Darwin Canhalibuna, candidate for Mr. Ames Campus Ambassador 2022, and I am here to be the voice of the children of my hometown. Thank you.
I am Yul Brian Gabales Abuda, and I am advocating dancing with a purpose. I have been very passionate and driven when it comes to performing since high school, and that's what kept the fire burning inside me even up until now to these days, is the willingness and courage of sharing what I have, and that is teaching the young generations, and also to share values of understanding culture and expressing it in different forms of art. As the current Vice President of Ames Sining Maritimo, we created a platform where performing could be an asset in serving the community. Through this, we were able to showcase and enhance our talents as an individual and our responsibilities as youth members of the society. We all have been affected by the serious COVID-19 mandated lockdowns and protocols for the past several years. It is not just the people who suffers from quarantine, but also their passions and desires. So that was the time that I saw myself as a silver lining for those people, especially to the young generations whose growth is hindered by the pandemic. So if I were given a chance to be the Ames ambassador, this would help me amplify my voice and widen my reach to tell people that each and every one of us can make a difference in our own little ways. This is not just for performers, but also to every people whose desire are to help and serve the community.
Good day everyone. I would like to introduce myself. I am Herlson Dave Achan. I am a marine transportation student, and my advocacy is about mental health awareness. Mental health disorder is a problem that we can take lightly. I myself experience anxiety. It is something that affects the well-being of an individual. It affects a person mentally, physically, and of course, spiritually. It can make a person feel drained, worried, and of course, the feeling of being scared. And when a person can no longer handle the pressure, they will come to a conclusion to end their own life. I joined the Ames Ambassador 2022 with the goal to be the voice and the way of those persons who are still scared to speak up about the problems they are going through. With the help of our school, we will conduct seminars, webinars, counseling, consultation, which will help them to find a new purpose and correct perspective for their own good. I would like to end this by saying that if there's a life, there's a hope. Life may not always go according to what we have planned, but we just need to keep moving forward no matter what happens. Once again, I am candidate number 3, Rolson Dave Achan, and this is my advocacy. Thank you.
Good day everyone, I am Midshipman Virgilio Y. Valdez II from the Department of Marine Engineering. In this time of pandemic, we all know that COVID-19 has caused us so many problems that does not only affect our physical health but also our mental health. As part of the Ames Student Council, I have proposed that we should have a mental health break. And as a regiment officer, I also showcase my dedication to helping my peers by sympathizing with them whenever something troubles them. This is because I believe that the issues we are facing is more than the virus itself. This pandemic has also caused many people mental problems such as anxiety, depression, PTSD, and many more which affects our daily life. As a youth and as a student, I believe that we should prioritize our mental health more than anything, because this is our backbone as human beings in order to continue living a virtuous life. Again, I am Midshipman Virgilio Y. Valdez from the Department of Marine Engineering. Thank you and stay safe.
I am Jeff Angelo Yadaw, a student athlete representing the College of Marine Engineering. I have always dreamed of being an athlete, and it did come true as someone who have already believed in my potential. I already knew that it will never come easy as I need to fulfill all the tasks given by my coach and professors. I need to be motivated, and yet frustrations can't be avoided. As I get to use to my own pace, I started to realize that inspiration and motivation won't always be felt, so I told myself that I also needed to be consistent. I am a student and not just an athlete, so I want to encourage my fellow students to value their mental health, to be able to work for their chosen endeavors as the pandemic has already been a great challenge to everyone. I also want you to find what your passion and fall in love with the process, as it will keep you afloat despite all the pressure and frustrations.
The core value we have in AIMS is something I called a true to my core, which is A for achievement, I for integrity, M for mastery, and S for service. And as a gender equality advocate, I would also like to use AIMS as acronym: acceptance, inclusion, maturity, and sexuality. Acceptance is for those who deny the reality. It's for those individuals who cannot accept others because of their identity. Identity that they believe it's beyond normal. It's for those who cannot accept their own beautiful self because they are afraid of judgment from all the people around them. I want to be the voice to amplify acceptance in all corners of this alma mater. Inclusion is for those who feel like they don't belong. I am here. I am you. We will break stereotype. Together, we will prove that no gender is superior, that we are all equal and included. Maturity is for everyone. It does not come with age and profession. It comes with experience and education. It is a badge that we should wear as a symbol of having an open mind to understand oneself. And finally, sexuality. This is us. It's a part of who we are. It's a colorful as a rainbow. It's something that learn and celebrate. It's so diverse that we all need maturity for acceptance to be cultivated and inclusion to be felt. And I am Mark Hebrio Reyes. I will be an active advocate of education about gender diversity and awareness across AIMS.
I am here and I'm an advocate of mental health awareness because, like you and me, you can never know if your mental health is in danger. If we want to be an advocate for those who are struggling with their mental health, we must first learn to be an advocate for ourselves. This means being true to ourselves, loving ourselves, and honoring ourselves, regardless of what our struggles are. We can help advocate mental health by taking care of our health both physically and mentally. Surround yourself with people that help you grow and make you better. You don't have to have it all, figure it out. You don't have to have a plan for everything. Be grateful for all of that comes your way, good or bad. It all comes for a reason. Mental health advocates are heroes, individuals who do not wear capes, but who work tirelessly every day to share their stories and help those who are struggling. They take risks and show their vulnerability by telling their truth in hopes and encouraging someone else. With all of that said, I'm Latrell Nar Aleño and I'm a candidate for Mr. AIMS Campus Ambassador 2022. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Piolo O. Samson, Marine Engineering. My advocacy is about youth empowerment towards oceanographical protection and conservation of marine environment. I am a volunteer, I am a public servant, and I am a youth advocate. When I was young, I have a dream to help other people. At age of 13, I've started to join church organization where I can teach street children and young ones about morals and values of God through catechism. At 15, I've started to join community organization. At age of 17, I've started to join pageants with advocacies just to help those people who who can be a beneficiary for the title or the prize itself. At age of 19, I've started to expand and explore more organization where we can find in our community, churches, and school, with the purpose of helping the less fortunate, the youth, the young ones, a person with special needs, and of course, the people who are affected by a typhoon or a disaster. With that being said, we implemented an activities and programs such as feeding program, donation drive, fundraising, and community pantry, and many more. And now, I am 21 years old. I want to go beyond on my limitations and boundaries. And this time, I will offer it to our environment. The problem of us people is we know what to do and we have the information to save our environment, but we are lack of actions. Our country are surrounded by bodies of water, and approximately 50% of our natural resources came from our ocean. So we must protect and conserve it. So I'm joined this pageant to encourage each and every youth of ancient students to start battling the pollution across our ocean. With that being said, all things are feasible if we promote amalgamation, not only for the entire school premises, but also to the entire community and our society. I will end this quote again by saying, we inspire others to inspire others. Thank you.
Hi, I am Kurt Hell representing Marine Engineering. I am advocating for the mass testing and vaccinating as a prevention to COVID-19. The said virus was discovered at the end of 2019 and started to spread last 2020, which destroyed many businesses that caused financial problems to many individuals who lost their jobs. The situation is a lot better now, thanks to the unity of people that brought us here. The reason why mass testing and vaccinating is important is because it will protect our overall health. And to get us out in our current situation, the larger the number of people that has been vaccinated, the smaller the chances of spreading the virus to others. And lesser the business and establishments that has to close down. Being tested and vaccinated will not just help ourselves but will also help the growth of our economy.
Hi, my name is Steven John Casalmer. My advocacy is education. For we, educational advocates promote the creation of an appropriate educational and community support service plan that identifies and addresses the student educational needs to promote community and educational inclusion, functional skills, and adequate measurable progress in educational and community settings. We advocate providing support to students who are having motivational or attitudinal challenges with homework completion to improve an academic performance and promote the value of school. My advocacy focuses on identifying student educational needs and then taking proactive steps to gain maximum support for meeting those needs. Thank you.
Once I have experienced the feeling of discouragement because of my gender, the society has set its own standard of power. And because of my gender, other people make me feel lesser than them, and making me feel like I don't belong in this place. This judgment might also lead to us having a low self-esteem. But we, as women who mostly feel gender inequality in a society, the strength and courage are often criticized, making women look weaker than men. But I know that here in our institute, we could end or help lessen things. How? Just by simply giving awareness to the cadets and cadets about the concept of gender inequality and encouraging our fellow cadets and cadets who are deeply discouraged by judgmental people. And this is my advocacy, carrying the banner, gender will never be a hindrance to succeed in life. Kristen May B. Blanquisco, advocating gender equality.
Hi, I am Zaira Brocasa from the Department of Hospitality Management. As a youth of the 21st century, this pandemic has taught me to look on a wide perspective. It made me see disabilities that are beyond to be seen by our naked eye. We live in turbulent times, and compacted by the COVID 19 pandemic, the issue of mental health is not only relevant but crucial. In times of fear and uncertainty, when threats of one's own survival and that of others become one of the main issues of daily life, many believe that mental health care can wait and that efforts should focus on preserving life. However, mental health is precisely one of the keys in surviving. Mental health is just as important as our physical health. During this time of pandemic, a lot has happened and it impacted our lives in so many ways and aspects. At first, it is really hard to accept our situation and what we consider as new normal. Students have gone through difficult times just to accept and grasp the reality. Depression and anxiety does not know any age, gender, or race. It is not discriminatory. Mental health can affect one's daily life activities, relationships, and physical health. Regardless of a person's age or background, it is clear that mental health matters. I, for one, have experienced struggling and having mental breakdowns, and coping up is not as easy as it may seem. This is my own truth that I cannot turn a blind eye on. That's why I am here today, because I want to use my voice to speak up and to raise awareness to my fellow students who's having a hard time finding their own truth. I'm sure a lot of people out there are struggling with depression and anxiety, having mental breakdowns, and it affected their mental health. I am with them as I felt how heavy the weight I had to carry each day and how it slowly destroys my peace and mental health. But one thing's for sure, mental health is a journey, and I want to remind all of you that you are not alone. Nothing about this is easy, but you don't have to fight this battle alone. It is a process, and one step at a time is all it takes. Indeed, each one of us has a story to tell and a journey to share.
My advocacy is about youth empowerment and leadership. A society's backbone is made up of young individuals. A youth's participation in all aspects of society is very important. Unfortunately, many young people do not have access to this. On a local and national level, they play no or limited responsibilities in decision-making process or leadership initiatives. Youth leadership is an important element of the youth development process because it helps young people acquire skills such as analyzing their own strengths, confidence, motivation, and abilities to achieve them. Therefore, empowering, strengthening, and including young people in the work environment will reduce unemployment, crime, and even drug misuse. This will lead in a somewhat more harmonious society and a more prosperous country. Education of young women is the path to a more stable and successful community, a more powerful nation, and a more flourishing planet.
Good day to each and everyone, and to my fellow ancients. I am Signo Marian Ace, an 18-year-old freshman of the Naval Architecture and Marine Engineering program, and I am here as one of the candidates of Miss Ames Ambassador. Students in this generation are considered as 21st century learners because of their adaptive faculties and the anchoring of their cognition methods to the world of digital media. But now, we find ourselves today in the midst of a pandemic that has brought an incipient way of life for every Filipino. However, not all of us are in the same boat, as each of us has a different tale to tell. Each of us has different struggles. But no comrade should be left behind. And so, in order to boost each student's skills and confidence, I propose progressive online activities. Because of the pandemic, we are locked in the virtual community and empowering the online world to be a better platform. For mental health is another avenue to help, so everyone will have a chance to interact and bond together. wherein they could also feel their sense of belonging. And each of us will be an availing hand. And each of us will be an availing hand. Each of us will spread love and give hope through inspiring minds and hearts for a sustainable edification in this incipient mundane. And I myself, as an advocate, wanted to contribute in the simplest way I can. And that is through listening and just being there for them. And again, I am Marian A. Signo, candidate for Miss Ames Ambassador. Thank you.
Cristina Blas Guantero from Bachelor of Science in Marine Transportation. As we all know, the pandemic still what we deserve as a student. The peer pressure, expectations, and standards from the society we lived in has brought the students to gain mental health issues. School closures have a very huge impact on all students, simply lead them to feel isolated and alone. They suffer from being retrieved from the physical learning opportunities. Knowing these circumstances and how it affects the lives of my fellow students. In this platform, I am here, standing in front of you today, consciously using my voice to amplify the voiceless ones. With this, I can encourage, motivate, and inspire others for us to uplift each other so that we can be the torch on our own selves to surpass the hardships of our lives. Likewise, in serving my advocacy, especially on helping those who are the most affected in life, will be the best contribution I can serve. And that would probably make our generation be in its finest, and that reflects on how we stand for hope and on how we claim a better future for all of us. With this advocacy, I can proudly say that I am here to seek for the wider perspective of our lives, not to be blinded and dominated by the engraving darkness of this youth. Once again, I am Cristina Blas Guantero from Bachelor of Science in Marine Transportation.
Equality is always be the voice of women. My advocacy is directed towards to the rights of every woman who's trying to become part of everyone's society. I'm aware that some in today's generations are still skeptical when it comes to every rights that women are not reliable for. We the youth are the one who become more visible, and we need to keep our minds open when it comes to this kind of topic. Women's empowerment equips and allows women to make life-determining decisions through the different decision of everyone's problem in society. We are equal no matter what. We have the right to fight and spread awareness to everyone. As one of ambassador of this field, the action will begins in me, accepting women's viewpoints or making an effort to seek them, raising the status of women through education, awareness, literacy, and training. There is no limit to what we, as women, can accomplish.
I am Justine Maury Zaylar, a marine transportation student advocating the evaluation and revisions of textbooks as to their sexist content. Under the scope of the gender criteria, there were 68 discriminatory items in the primary education textbooks and 75 ones in the high school textbook. Usually, the knowledge we learn from books is the knowledge that we carry until we grew up and affects on how we look into the things and people around us. Therefore, as a woman, I want to change on how people look us and broke the stigma to prove that we, women, is not just a woman, but as like men, we have a tiger inside of us. Once again, I am Justine Maury Zaylar, a candidate for Miss Ames Ambassador 2022.
Male People's Choice Award. Candidate number 1, Darwin Libuna, Naval Architecture and Marine Engineering. Female People's Choice Award. Candidate number 1, Christine May Blanquisco, Marine Transportation. And our male best in advocacy. Candidate number 8, Piolo Samson, Marine Engineering. Our female best in advocacy. Candidate number 7, Justine Maurice Hilar, Marine Transportation.
We would like to thank the following sponsors: Pageant Vote PH, Chubby Cub, Pretz, Cortina at Iba Pa, Querido Bistro, Fab Manila PH, and special thanks to Lee Franco.
Inspired by the worldwide K-pop phenomenon, let's all welcome our candidates under K-pop inspired casual wear. Mr. Photogenic. Candidate number 9, Kurt Joshua Helye, Marine Engineering. Miss Photogenic. Candidate number 4, Marian A. Sino, Marine Engineering. Male Best in Casual Wear. Candidate number 8, Viola Samson, Marine Engineering. Female Best in Casual Wear. Candidate number 4, Marian A. Sino, Marine Engineering.
We would like to thank the following sponsors: Pageant Goat PH, Chubby Cub, Pretz, Cortina at iba pa, Querido Bistro, Fab Manila PH, and special thanks to Lee Franco.
And here are our top 3 candidates for this year. Candidate number 4, Virgilio Valdez, Marine Engineering. Candidate number 6, Mark Reyes, Hospitality Management. Candidate number 8, Viola Samson, Marine Engineering. Candidate number 1, Christine May Blanquisco, Marine Transportation. Candidate number 2, Zaira Broquesa, Hospitality Management. Candidate number 4, Marian A. Sino, Marine Engineering.
We would like to thank the following sponsors: Pageant Goat PH, Chubby Cub, Pretz, Cortina at Iba Pa, Querido Bistro, Fab Manila PH, and special thanks to Lee Franco.
One of the most anticipated segments of competitions like this is, of course, the question and answer. Now, let's get to know our top 3 candidates a little better. Candidate number 4, you may now pick your question. Thank you. Your question is, if you were to run as a candidate in the May 2022 elections, what would be your platform?
My platform would be to promote federalism in our country, as this would encourage economic equality within the Philippines. This would further develop our country and reduce poverty. I would also continue all the projects and infrastructures of the past administrations, as I believe that this is the most efficient way to run a country. Thank you.
Candidate number 6, you may now pick your question. Thank you. What community outreach activity of the school do you see yourself participating actively?
AIMS, AIMS, Achievement, Integrity, Mastery, and Service. Among those 4, I will choose service because as a member or active member of Rosario Achievers Club that conducting feeding program for those 3 children and also gift giving for those who are poor family. And also, I am active here in school in outreach program in selected barangay here in Pasay. And I believe in saying that small thing give big impact and difference to other life. And I want to encourage others to engage themselves in helping others.
Candidate number 8, please pick your question. Thank you. Your question is, what is the biggest change you would like to see among AIMS students in the next generation?
AIMS student was known for being respectful, innovative, and have integrity. What I want to see for the future generation of AIMS is that they must fight in diversity, embracing individuality, be innovative, and have self-discipline. As we all know, these characteristics is the essential and foundation of all good characteristics that we must have in this school premises. And also, these characteristics can spread like a beautiful butterfly effect that start in our generation, then to be passed by the next generation, and to be passed for the future generation. I will leave this answer by saying a quotation that I got from Gawad Kalinga Youth Aims that we inspire others to inspire others. And that's all. Thank you.
Candidate number 1, you may now pick your question. Thank you. Your question is, as an AIMS student leader, for what legacy would you want to be remembered?
As an AIMS student, the legacy that I would want to remember for every woman who are dreaming is the legacy of dedication and responsibility, and a leader who successfully served as a voice and ears to my fellow students, and a leader who continuously achieve change for the better, and a leader who brings out the best of my fellow AIMS students.
Candidate number 2, please pick your question. Thank you so much. Your question is, if you could travel back in time and visit yourself 10 years ago, what would you tell the younger you?
I would like to tell little Zaira that it's okay not to be okay and that all feelings are valid. Whatever you may feel in the future, may it be in times of triumphs or desperations, acknowledge and embrace it, since it will serve as a stepping stone towards becoming the best version of yourself. I knew that you grew up as someone whose voice was heard and as someone who stood up for other people, especially to those who lack the courage to voice out their own opinions. Stand up and be proud.
Candidate number 4, for your question, please. Thank you. Your question is, among the core values of AIMS, which do you see yourself a champion of and how?
First and foremost, I believe that an AIMSian must possess all of these core values, but only one brings out all together, and that is integrity. The real warriors in this world are the ones who shows courage to have integrity and choose the right decision even when nobody's asking and even if no one is looking. And I believe as an AIMSian, the greatness of a person isn't measured through wealth, but measured through integrity. And that person has the ability to affect those around him positively. Thank you.
It has been a challenging and inspiring year for our 2021 Mr. and Miss AIMS Campus Ambassadors. To give their farewell speeches, please welcome our last year's winners.
It was a great honor for me to be crowned Mr. AIMS 2021. Throughout the year, I met new friends and experienced wonderful memories. Mr. and Miss AIMS 2021 gave me an opportunity to represent my college department. It provided me a chance to get to know about my fellow AIMSians and myself. I believe that by applying the institution's core values, achievement, integrity, mastery, and service, we can go through all the challenges that we'll face. Indeed, challenges will always be present in our lives, but it is how we face those problems that matter. I would like to take this opportunity once again to thank everyone who supported me and guided me in this pageant, especially my families who's been there with me all the time. And I would like to thank to the Lord our God for all the blessings that is given to us. Even though being Mr. Ames 2021 only lasted a year, I will forever cherish the friendships, experiences, and memories. As Captain Williado Abud once said, and I quote, "We may not change the direction of the wind, but as one family, we can adjust ourselves to reach the port of our destination." To the newest Mr. and Miss Ames 2022, I wish you enjoy your year as a campus ambassador because I know I did. Good luck to all of you. Thank you.
It's been a year since I was crowned as your Miss Ames Ambassador 2021, and it is one of the most magical seasons of my life. The moment I wore the crown is also the same moment when I realized that it came with great duty and responsibility. Indeed, being an ambassador requires confidence and courage. It also given me an opportunity to advocate for those people who are suffering from mental health issues, particularly students like me. Maybe what I've done isn't noteworthy to many people, but I believe that the modest acts I've done have saved a life, especially now that we're still dealing with the pandemic. As your reigning Miss Ames ambassador, I would like to give thanks to all the people who made my winning possible. First and foremost, Mr. Robert Hayden Jr. Without you, I would not be here. You were the first person who believed in me and pushed me to join this event. To my mentor, Mr. Richard Angelo, thank you for guiding and cheering me since day one. I still remember when you told me that I may not have a lot of supporters, but you know that I have the heart that is willing to help and serve other people. I would also like to thank the Hospitality Management Department for their unending support, and to all the people behind this event, my sincerest gratitude. And most importantly, to my family and friends. I know that these words are not enough to express how thankful I am to have you, especially to Mark Reyes, who served as my fairy godmother during the event. And of course, to our Almighty God who guided me in every decisions and steps that I made. To all the candidates, always put in your mind that a true ambassador is someone who knows the consequences of their decisions and someone who has compassion for others that will make them fundamentally beautiful. And to the next Miss Ames ambassador, always be kind and strive to be the best and to lead by example. Again, I'm Angeline Clarice Ibay, your forever Miss Ames Ambassador 2021, and to God be all the glory.
We would like to thank the following sponsors: Pageant Vote PH, Chubby Cub, Pretz, Cortina at Iba Pa, Querido Bistro, Fab Manila PH, and special thanks to Lee Franco.
And the moment we have all been waiting for. Here are your winners. Mr. Ames Campus Ambassadors 2022, second runner-up is candidate number 6, Mark Reyes, Hospitality Management. Miss Ames Campus Ambassadors 2022 second runner-up is candidate number 1, Christine May Blanquisco, Marine Transportation. Mr. Ames Campus Ambassadors 2022 first runner-up is candidate number 4, Virgilio Valdez, Marine Engineering. Miss Ames Campus Ambassadors 2022 first runner-up is candidate number 2, Zaira Broquesa, Hospitality Management. And your 2022 Mr. Ames Campus Ambassador, candidate number 8, Piolo Samson, Marine Engineering. Your 2022 Miss Ames Campus Ambassador, candidate number 4, Marian A. Sino, Marine Engineering. Thank you so much everyone for joining us in this event. My name is Ron O, who will be the next Mr. and Miss Ames Campus Ambassador. Join us again next year.